Nobody comes into this house without paying the price.
Not here! Not ever!
It is that time once again. It is NBL Live, broadcast number 354 here on the NBL Network. Nick Mazesco alongside the man, the myth, the legend, the Commissioner Bomber, as we've got the Washington Commanders taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And Bomber, it's the return of Mr. NBL Live.
Yeah, absolutely. We get to see Atlanta's coaching staff in the building tonight. It seems like everywhere they go, they put on a phenomenal show here on NBL Live. Hopefully excited to see it happen again here against the Commanders. Atlanta sitting at 1-4, Washington at 2-2. And fun fact about the Atlanta Falcons, Nick, I know you didn't know this. Their first 3 games of the season were all overtime losses.
Wow. I mean, that's actually improbable. That's actually improbable. Here we go. First and 10. It is the Falcons with the second-year player out of Cincinnati, Desmond Ridder at quarterback. Tries to get Bijan Robinson some room up the middle. This Washington D-line, though, with Jonathan Allen, with Montez Sweat, and with Chase Young is a problem.
And Sweat's on the move. He's out. He's not going to be on this team any longer. I believe he was shipped away as of hours before the broadcast. So we're not going to see any Montez Sweat on Washington, but still a super formidable defensive line, if not even better than that, probably undershooting it. Still a lot of talent on that defensive line.
Good pressure. Looking for the tight end on the little crossing route. It looks like a wide receiver there. As Tout says, OSU, don't get the balls to play me on live after this game, calling your own game. Correct. I'm going to actually watch Thursday Night Football and chill, as this is my second show of the day. So bite me, you 12-year-old. He's still 12, right? But still.
I don't think he ages.
Okay. Just making sure. 3 wide set, 2 to the left side, 1 to the right side as Desmond Ridder back to pass on 3rd and 11. Looks right side. He's got a man wide open. Don't know. It looked like a defender fell down on the right side of the formation. That's Mac Hollins with the catch and a first down.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch there to keep the drive alive here. For Atlanta, I think I'm behind you just a little bit there. That was, to the right side to pick up that 3rd and 11. I'm just now seeing it,
Discord.
But Atlanta.
Open Discord. I'm sharing my screen, so you'll be on time with me.
Okay.
1st and 10. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for Desmond Ridder under center. He's got Bijan Robinson in the backfield, and he's back to pass. 4-man rush from Washington. Pressure, and he's hit as he throws. That's the second time the pass rush has been able to get home.
Able to get off the edge there. Ridder does a great job staying in the pocket, looking strong. That seemed more like a coverage sack, able to get rid of the ball and take that hit. You look at Atlanta right now. Kyle Pitts, you hear about him potentially moving as well. They've already got rid of Drake London. Not a ton of weapons going to be left if Kyle Pitts is shipped away here in Atlanta.
Hand off to Bijan, a little inside zone look, and Bijan Robinson fighting through the tackle. Bomber, this is a player who I think is going to be a problem in the NBL for years to come.
Absolute stud, and he makes it happen on the ground for this team. He's a 3-down back, obviously a rookie here. He's going to get better as it continues here, but man, Bijan coming in with 83 attempts, 522 yards, 6.2 per carry, and 5 touchdowns on 3 carries that have gone for 20-plus here in this short season.
We go to 3rd and 1. Got to think they're thinking about Bijan getting the carry here. Looks like maybe cover 0 hero. No high safety look. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It is Ridder. It's the pressure up the middle. It's a quick throw to the possible trade target. Kyle Pitts, baby out route. Easy first down.
A professional as they come. Kyle Pitts able to make a catch and move the chains. I would describe this drive right now as we're going to hit 2 minutes into the first quarter, into this game actually, and Atlanta has just been moving the chains. They got themselves in a 3rd and 11 earlier in this drive, able to get themselves out of it, and right there picking up just a few to keep the drive alive.
There's the D-line going to work. That's Jonathan Allen with the shed on the inside. They look very comfortable under center. You're going to see a lot of that today from DB's coaching staff of the Atlanta Falcons.
Absolutely, a TFL there, tackle for loss. What do you think Atlanta dials up here on 2nd and 12?
Gotta think you're probably looking something underneath. Get this to a 3rd and manageable. Ridder back to pass, and it is underneath to
go.
Kyle Pitts. A little flat route from the tight end. He'll only get a couple, though. Really good swarming defense for the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, you kind of seem to be on the pulse of that play. It looks like they wanted a low risk with a potential high reward there as they dump it down to the flat to Kyle Pitts, hoping he can get something after the catch. Just picks up 2. Here you're in another 3rd and 10. Was 3rd and 11 earlier in this drive. Let's see if Atlanta has the guns to pick it up.
Trips tight end formation, 3 wide to the left side, 1 tight end right side. He'll look to a little corner out to Mac Hollins, and that was not a great route run by Mac Hollins, who had picked up a first down on the corner route on the earlier 3rd down. This time it's going to be a 4th and 10. It's going to force a punt.
I like where Desmond Renner placed the ball there. It just seemed like there was a little bit of miscommunication on when the break was going to happen there on that corner route. But there was a space between those defenders there in that zone coverage. They could have picked up that 3rd and 10, just miscommunication here in week 6.
And now for the first time, we can see the Commanders' offense go out to work. We all know what they have out at wide receiver. It's nothing but speed, Bomber. Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, a lot of weapons out there for the first-time start on NBL Live for Sam Howell.
Absolutely. They're going to have the ability to, hopefully that opens up the run game here as you see a first down run from Robinson. He picks up 6. But yeah, a lot of speed on the outside for Washington. Sam Howell, he's got to be thinking in practice, man, he's feeling pretty lucky about this roster.
2nd and 4. Under center, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, both split wide left. It is McLaurin and Curtis Samuel. Brian Robinson in the backfield as Howell drops back to pass. Pressure up the middle, waits just long enough. Nice pass over the middle to find the speedster out of the Ohio State University. That's Curtis Samuel with his first catch.
Right when you need it, he pops open. He's available for Sam Howell. How does Samuel get used to that combination? I think it's going to be a frequent staple here on NBL Live Broadcast 354.
First down and 10. Goes to the pistol bunch ace formation. And it is Howell back to pass. Quick throw to the flat. It's caught. Nice spin move off the tackle. Turns what a play that probably should have been for nothing. It is De'Ami Brown picking up 4.
Yeah, that 4 yards just came from keeping your feet churning. You knew it was man coverage coming into there. He gets rid of it quick. Hal does. Good decision, but I like to see them kind of adjust a little bit more when it's such an obvious man call that you know Atlanta likes to go to. They don't disguise it.
It's Grady Jarrett with the tackle. Remember when Grady Jarrett was like a superstar couple years ago? Still a very good defensive tackle, but maybe not quite what he was.
Yeah, very short prime for him.
It's like they're in the shotgun formation, 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right side, solo tight end on the right side of that formation. Still Brian Robinson in the game. You're going to see a lot of Robinson today from the Miller-led Washington Commanders. Still think this should be the Washington football team. It's a baby out route, smart, right at the sticks, and that's why Terry McLaurin is one of the premier wide receivers. And Bomber, he does not get enough credit for how good he is.
Absolutely, and he can run any route on the route tree, and right there, because of his speed, you have to respect the over the top. That little baby out route's going to be open all day for Terry McLaurin. 1st
and 10, as we near the end of the first quarter. How about a little jet sweep action for McLaurin? Trying to get outside. That pop pass goes nowhere, though. He's going to lose a yard. This Atlanta defense, maybe not one of the most star-studded, but they've got some veteran presence out there, especially at the safety position, and a D-line that's going to get after runners.
And they love to stay in man coverage because their front line is going to be able to get to the quarterback. They don't have to do any stunts, anything too confusing here. They kind of keep it simple, man up, everybody get their guy, and we're going to get pressure before. A lot of talent on this side, and I think they get overlooked often.
A little mistake there. It looked like good coverage there from Jaquiski Tart, but he lets the receiver pass behind him, and Sam Howell's going to take that throw all day.
You're noticing in these zone coverage, you don't see Atlanta matching much. They save their man coverage for their man coverage and their zone for their zone, but we haven't seen many matching principles so far in the zone coverage for Atlanta, and I think it could have helped on, especially on a couple throws I'm thinking back on where Hal just kind of outweighted the defense and found a little soft spot in the zone.
Anyone see Sam Howell fall down at the end there? That was hilarious. Under center, a little bunch ace formation, gives it to Brian Robinson. Beautiful cutback for Brian Robinson. You got to talk about a player who's got as good of a story as anybody. Brian Robinson, don't forget, just 2 years ago, was stopping an armed robbery, ended up getting shot in the leg and in the buttock, fights back from that injury, and now I think has a potential Bomber to be a top running back.
Yeah, he's a 3-down back at that, one of the few that remain, but man, he is extremely talented. He's overcame a lot of adversity, but now you're starting to see him produce on the football field in the way everybody expected him to be at, and it's just good to see. It's a good story for Washington. It's a good story for football.
Robinson to the right of Howell. They give it to Brian Robinson. Cuts outside. He's got a good block. Inside the 15. Inside the 10. Fights through a tackle all the way down to the 1-yard line as Tariq Carpenter goes down on the play. But what a run from Brian Robinson Jr.
He's been the catalyst, especially since inside the 40. He's just been ground and pound, hanging and banging there for Brian Robinson. And right there, he's sitting at the 1-yard line. Now, do you let him punch this one in? Maybe he's a little guy. They're going to have him back out there. You got to give it to him right here. You have to, right?
They do indeed give it to him, and he's got great blocking up front, and he's into the end zone. First touchdown on the board for the Washington Commanders.
It can't take the tutty away. I know the fantasy owners at home are thinking, please don't put the backup in after that nice run that ended at the 1, but Brian Robinson comes in, finishes the job, and Washington finds himself atop Atlanta right now 7-0 with the first points on the board coming a minute into the second quarter.
Kick is away. Cordero Patterson will take this in the end zone and back out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta will go back to work. They have to get the run game going, Bomber. Bijan Robinson is the key to this offense.
Absolutely. I think they get discouraged running the ball when they get a tackle for loss or no gain. I think they have to stay with it. You find them going run, pass in a lot of their 3-and-outs. Just be open to running this ball on second down.
And there is Bijan going to work, and he'll pick up a first down easily, running at a 5-yard per carry clip.
Just ton of space right there. We probably could have fit about 8 Project Fats.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't
9.
for anything
it's
else.
Actually 9.
That's a lot. That's a lot if you know what we're talking about. That was just a wide open hole. Great job by the offensive line there for the Atlanta Falcons.
Little counterplay out of the shotgun. Bijan with another big run. This is a team you're not going to be able to drop back into coverage, Bomber. You really got to play your run fits and make Desmond Ridder beat you with his arm.
Yeah, any mistake he's going to make you pay. His ability to cut back and find the advantage on the field is just at another level. I think that was a bad spot here, 2nd inches. Let's see if it does anything. Nope.
He runs and breaks a tackle. And Bijan's still going. Oh, fighting through tackles like it's a boxing ring. All the way down to the 30-yard line.
You know, coming into this game, we had him at over 500 yards, and he had 5 touchdowns. He's probably going to add to that total today on just 83 attempts. He's averaging 6.29 yards per carry.
Wow.
And on the season, wait for it, 16 broken tackles.
Woo.
Out of those 83 attempts.
He looks for contact.
He's found himself breaking tackles.
I mean, how invaluable is a guy who's not afraid to take a little contact and break a tackle?
It's great for a quarterback that's still developing as number 9 under center right now. This is his first time getting the reins of this offense, so I think he's going to lean on this rookie throughout the season, but they could surprise some people even with their youth. They could makes a big run towards the playoffs, even limping in towards the end of the season.
Jonathan Allen, that's his 3rd. He has 3 tackles, all 3 TFLs. A beast on the interior.
Right there, it seemed like the center was going to block that second level, but you can't leave a man like that because he'll make you pay, and he's really the only one that's been able to get hands on Bijan there in the backfield.
2nd down and 11 for the Cincinnati product, Desmond Ridder. It will be a little read option. This is what Desmond Ridder can do. He has some athleticism. That was just a bad read.
Yeah, bad decision. Probably should have just let Bijan be gone with it and take off down the field, because right there, probably, just second guessed it there. That is just not a good decision by Desmond Ridder, who really, as you said, athleticism. He can get outside. He can run these read options. He can make the defense pay. But right there, maybe just overthinking it a little bit early in this game.
3rd and 12. This is not the situation the Falcons wanted to be in. Here comes the pressure. It's solo one-on-one, and to the right side, it's caught inside the 15, to the 10, to the 5, end zone. Desmond Ridder delivers a touchdown, an absolute beam to Robbie Chosen, a relative unknown for a guy whose last name is Chosen. He's the chosen one on this drive.
Desmond Ridder hang tough in the pocket. Young man, he takes the big hit but delivers the dime on a dot. Frozen rope, if you know what that means. That was just a complete bullet there from Desmond Ridder, doing what he can do. You've seen everything that Atlanta can do, explosive plays to get themselves backed up into that 3rd and long, still able to get out of it. And Robbie Chosen, who would have thought a year ago Robbie Chosen would be scored a touchdown here in the NBL?
To the roughing the kickers penalty. Pretty easy to boot that one out of the back of the end zone. And now we'll see Washington back on offense. Atlanta's going to have to find some sort of run defense to slow down Brian Robinson Jr.
And a fun fact about Robbie Anderson there, when we were doing our free agent draft, Nick, I said, there's Robbie Anderson. And I said, Robbie chose. I said, nobody's going to take him with that name. No one's going to take him.
He was chosen, though.
He was. He wasn't selected like the rest of the free agent ones. He was chosen by the Atlanta Falcons. Still has a lot of speed at that.
I feel like ever since Ocho Cinco changed his name, everybody kind of wants to come up with that cool name. It's getting worse, Bomber. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. What was the one that the safety for the Browns? He wanted
Picked
to,
off. A lurk over the middle. A lurk over the middle, and there goes the Atlanta defense inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. That is the former Detroit Lion, Jeffrey Okudah, with the interception.
The former Ohio State Buckeye, Jeff Okudah there making an INT. That was not something we saw in Detroit, but you're going to get a little glimpse of it here in Atlanta. Still just 24 years old. Has an opportunity at a second win, maybe a second opportunity here. Still young and still highly, people believe in Jeff Okudah that he can still play if he just stay healthy.
Former number 3 overall pick. By the way, he juke moved absolutely nobody. There's a reason why he's not on offense with those skill moves. Bijan able to get 8 on first down. That makes this offense run so much better. When you can get 8 and get into second and twos, especially down here in the goal line, you could see a play action. You could see a little inside zone here. 3 wide set, and it will be Bijan with the ball once again. And you saw the respect from the defense. They couldn't commit to the run, and when you can't commit to the run, Bijan is going to find the end zone.
Absolutely. He is such a patient runner, even on the goal line. That's where you see a lot of halfbacks kind of lose their sense, right? They get the ball, and they're trying to make a decision too quick. Right there, he just took his time, found the hole, and said, hey, if you're going to drop that coverage back there with the linebackers, you're going to respect this play action. Better hope these defensive linemen can get off those blocks, and they just couldn't there.
Almost got a block there on the extra point, but the kick is up is good. And, Bomber, we know on the NBL, if you can turn turnovers into touchdowns, you're in great shape. Falcons up 14-7.
Yeah, look what just happened. 2.5 minutes into the left here in the second quarter. Maybe about 3 minutes left. Washington was sitting up 7-0. Atlanta goes on a drive. They scored. Now they get an interception from Jeff Okudah. They punch it in with Bijan. You just realize really quickly in the NBL, things can turn in just a second, especially for the home team.
And how about this? The Commanders go into 5 wide. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Look for Terry McLaurin in the slot on the right side. Howell back to pass. 4-man rush. Great step up in the pocket. And he's looking over the middle. It's Curtis Samuel, but a great defensive play to pry that one free. The new acquisition in the offseason from the Cincinnati Bengals, that's Jesse Bates with the defensive play.
Yeah, on the safety side, they got some bangers. Jesse Bates. Then they have Jonathan Abram, former first-round pick from the Oakland Raiders at the time. He's able to knock receivers on their backside as well. Right there, prying it out. But that was another, just no pressure coming from Atlanta.
2nd and 10. Howell back to pass. Pressure up the middle. There's Grady Jarrett getting after the quarterback. And Howell lucky that's not going the other way.
His ears must have been ringing as you were talking about him earlier. Maybe time for a big game here from Grady Jarrett here on NBL Live, but that's a great job getting into the backfield. 3rd down and 10. Boy, can Atlanta get a stop here and get the ball back? This is a huge, huge play early. An NBL Live broadcast, 354. Howell in the shotgun, bunch to the right side, solo receiver Terry McLaurin left side of the formation. It's Howell back to pass. He looks for the corner out right side. Those compressed formations, they are so hard to both in zone and in man coverage. You really got to be solid in your assignments as the, I believe that's the 2nd string tight end DeGuara with the catch. Yeah, on those tight sets, defensively, you're in man coverage. You know the outbreaking routes are going to be what they're susceptible right there. No help over the top.
Ooh.
Dangerous throw.
Was that a spine buster?
Sam Howell.
Was that Batista hitting the spine buster at the end of that play?
Triple H. What do we got?
He's going for the pedigree. My God. Howell back to pass. 5-man rush this time. Little blitz brought. It's a quick throw to the flat to Brian Robinson. But great man coverage out there to make a tackle in the open field. He'll lose 3, 3rd and 10 once again, 45 seconds and counting in the first half.
Yeah, Anderson, the linebacker, did a great job there attacking that ball in the air. Didn't give Brian Robinson an opportunity to really get his feet underneath him, and that's how you get that 3rd and 10.
Rolling right, throwing right. He's got a man on the sidelines. Great recognition of where you are on the field. Man, Robinson, not just out of the backfield, but that was a wide receiver style route.
Yeah, was that the red zone corner route?
That's that little
kind of floods the zones.
It's a flat to a streak to a corner. It's so hard to defend.
Oh, wow, that was just a phenomenal and great timing offensively. Where's the pressure out for Atlanta? We talked Grady Jarrett a second ago. Right now, they're going to need some pressure here to stop this Washington team from driving down and putting points on the board. 20 seconds left.
Man coverage across the board. Really good coverage downfield. I think he was looking for McLaurin on the streak or Samuel as the second read on the crosser. And A.J. Terrell, one of the young corners on this Atlanta Falcons team, who PFF last year rated a top 7 corner in man coverage. He showed it there.
Yeah, you got to watch out for this guy. This is a fast developing corner. He's picking stuff up at a high level. A lot of people said, man, I wish Okudah was like that when he was with Detroit.
Woo!
But
Free
man,
rusher, ball's out. Big fella, come on. Pick it up. There we go.
He thought about it. He definitely gave it some thought of not picking that ball up. And you can't tell me otherwise.
He was like, do I really want this? I'm an offensive lineman. Can I handle this?
How many people are about to pile on me when I pick this ball up?
3rd and 18, 10 seconds left. Probably just on the edge of field goal range. Let's see if they look for something underneath to get back into field goal range, get some points before the half.
I think we saw this play from Atlanta early in the game.
Well, levels concept. Howell will take off. This is what Howell can do. 4 seconds. He'll slide down at the 25-yard line. Great recognition of the clock there. Howell doesn't take the hit. And on 4th and 1, it looks like they're going to bring the field goal unit out.
After that sack, that was a very gutsy play there from Howell. He stays in the pocket strong, and he steps up and he's able to run. As you said, that's one of the abilities that he does have, and that puts it into an easy field goal range, not too far, and didn't have to put too much mustard on that one. They're going to go to halftime down 14-10.
Really nice drive there, Bomber. That game could have turned in a bad direction for Washington when they were facing a 3rd and long with about 1:40 left, able to get a couple conversions and get points on the drive, and now Washington, they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, you worry when you dig yourself that type of hole down 7. If you get too aggressive, you make a mistake, and you turn the ball over on their side of the field, you just end up compiling your current situation's problems. So let's see if Washington, this is a 2-for-1 opportunity. Aaron Rodgers special is what I call it. They're going to get into the second half. Now they got a chance to kind of flip this score and take the lead.
Probably going to see a steady dose of the ground game here. It is Sam Howell under center. 3 tight ends. It is Brian Robinson picking up a nice gain, 9 on 1st down.
Just imagine on 1st down having this kind of talent where you can hand the ball off, pick up 9 yards, stroll in the park kind of run there too. 2nd and 1. Brian Robinson has hugely impressed me today. He's been absolutely phenomenal here on NBL Live Broadcast 354. Maybe he's bred for these big lights.
Ellison on the tackle to keep Robinson from picking up that yard. 3rd and 1. Bomber, even though he didn't pick it up there, I feel like 3rd and 1, you got to give the ball to 8.
You got to go right back to him. Yeah, and he knows the importance of keeping these chains alive. Get a little harder run, maybe get a little bit more push from the offensive line. I just don't see Atlanta being able to stop that 2 times in a row.
Howell in the shotgun. 3rd and a yard. So near the 5-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. NBL Live Broadcast 354. Nick Mazesco, Bomber, along with you. It is an RPO look. It's a handoff. And Brian Robinson fights through the tackle, picks up the 1st down. 9 carries, 48 yards, and he's got a touchdown to his name.
Yeah, Anderson once again meeting him at the 1st down marker, but Brian Robinson just has to fall forward just a little bit to pick up a 1st down. You see it right there. Let's keep this drive alive. Wash has been doing a great job moving the chains.
To the I form. That was 3-4 black jerseys in the backfield. Brian Robinson didn't have a chance. He barely got the ball from Desmond Ridder.
Great play recognition from Atlanta. They've seen that run before. They shoot all the gaps into everybody in the kitchen sink. 2nd and 14 now for Washington.
Howell back to pass. 4-man rush, steps up, takes a hit, delivers a strike to who else but Curtis Samuel, his favorite target early in this game.
on Jeff Okudah. Okudah already with an INT earlier, but that came out of zone coverage. Right now, man coverage. Excuse me, that was zone as well. I guess he's playing underneath, a little shallow. Able to make the tackle, though. That's just a nice throw. Curtis Samuel doing his thing here for Washington.
Sonny with a great point. Easy read, tough throw. He's got a man wide open, butt naked like a baby in the bathtub. And Curtis Samuel will do a somersault. Throw the flag out here. Who's manning this one up?
He somersaulted with literally inches from the defender. We all know a feathery touch on that could put the ball down. And right there, he goes into his gymnastic cadence there, a little flippity doodah into the end zone.
Just like that, Atlanta was in control. Now Washington, back-to-back drives. The Aaron Rodgers special takes the lead. And now the ball back to Bijan Robinson in this Atlanta Falcons offense.
That goes back to how important that Sam Howell step-up takeoff run was to end that second half, to put that field goal kicker in range to make this a 4-point game. You get the ball to start the second half, get a nice couple passes to Curtis Samuel, and get a touchdown here, up 17-14. Washington's got to be feeling good.
And there's Kyle Pitts once again. Why? Answer me this. I know he's Mr. NBL Live. I know he's a wild card, but why in the world would they think about trading Kyle Pitts? He seems to have a lot of chemistry with Desmond Ridder.
No clue. I have no clue on why. It's just trying to fill one gap and opening up another. Right there you have maybe the best tight end in the league, and will be in a couple years. But, man, getting rid of that guy, he's a phenomenal talent. You've already moved off on Drake London. I know if I'm Desmond Ridder, I'm thinking, please, let's not get rid of Kyle Pitts. Let's not jump off that bridge too soon, because that's one of my go-tos.
Handoff to Robinson. Nice cut back inside. Hurdles a defender and is just tripped up after a gain of 9.
That guard Livingston was able to lay down that defensive linebacker there, just put him on his backside. That's 3rd-and-1 now for Atlanta. You got to think, same concept as going to Brian Robinson. We're going to go to Bijan here on this and see if we can pick up a first down.
Back to passes, ready. Quick throw to the flat. It's Bijan in open space. They were not on him, and Bijan is gone. End zone, touchdown, Falcons.
Wow. Bijan Robinson leaks to the flat. If you're in the box, you're too late. See you later. Touchdown, easy peasy. That's just an easy throw from Desmond Ridder. Let the running back do all the work.
And 21-17. Falcons back on top. Commanders offense back on the field, looking to make some noise.
We talked about Washington feeling a little bit better, man. Taking the lead just for that split second. You thought maybe some winds were changing here in Atlanta, but Atlanta strikes right back. Now they're up 4 once again. Washington's got to do what they did on that last drive another time here to try to take the lead.
Quick out route, but Sam Howell can't hook up with the tight end. One of the first missed throws we've seen from the former Tar Heel.
He's been pretty precise so far, and I think the running back, the ability to run the ball and use Bijan Robinson in the passing game as well, really has taken a lot of pressure off of Sam Howell, and he's been looking pretty phenomenal as of late.
Play action pass. He's got a man downfield. Can the defender get back there? He dropped the interception. Jesse Bates had the easiest pick of his career, and it just goes through the fingertips.
And you wonder why he's playing on the defensive side of the ball. Right there, does a great job tracking it. That's a no-no throw. Offensive coordinator sitting up there going, no, please don't. Please don't. Jesse Bates is baiting you here. And he takes the bait, gets his hands on the ball, and Jesse Bates just can't hold on to it. I know he wishes he had that one back.
3rd and 10. Can Howell make him pay from a dropped interception? Bunch formation to the right side. Terry McLaurin solo receiver left side. Brian Robinson in the left hip of Sam Howell. Play clock down to 4, down to 3 seconds. Howell making adjustments. 1 second on the play clock. He just gets off. 3-man rush from Atlanta. Everybody dropping back, and Howell gets absolutely laid into. And Atlanta able to take control of this game. 4th and 10, forcing a punt.
Stepping up, he was looking for that primary route to come across the field. Just not enough time. as the defense finally gets home. And then that's the important part. If you can just get home at some point, you're going to help your defense out right there. Even a little late for Atlanta, that's just a good job for the defensive line continuing to work and get pressure to the quarterback.
Now 2:17 to go in the third quarter. This is a big drive, Bomber. Washington needs to find some way to answer Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, you let this get to a double-digit lead and you're Washington. I would feel a little concerned playing against the game clock, what we got left. If this drive takes about 2 minutes, a little bit more, and there's a touchdown on the board, you just think with 5 minutes left down multiple scores, I don't think Washington has that kind of firepower.
Bijan gets 4 on first down, 2nd and 6. That might be the best defensive play we've seen on Robinson so far.
Yeah, and it's 4 yards per carry. 3 times of that. You're moving the chains every time on a dime. So another shotgun here for Desmond Ridder.
Ridder on the read, nowhere to go. They have bottled up this read option game from the Atlanta Falcons, 3rd and 7.
That's the second time we've seen that play. He needs to hand the ball off. It looked like there was a lot of space. If I'm Bijan Robinson in that situation, I'm taking the ball out of the quarterback's hands and I'm picking up my 5 to 7 yards.
Looking right side, and a missed throw there from Ridder on 3rd down. So Washington gets the 3 and out they were looking for. We got a little hot potato action.
Way to step up their defense for Washington there. I wasn't going to be open there on that side, and I'm hoping Ridder was just kind of letting that ball, kind of throwing it away from inside the pocket, because that was not going to be a good pass. If it was on target, could have potentially been a turnover.
First and 10, a little option look. Pitches it out to Brian Robinson. A little stop and go hezzy action. And Robinson turns what might have been a loss of 4 yards into a gain of 3.
Yeah, really nowhere to go. And as you said, just doing everything he's got as far as footwork-wise, downshifting, picking up the pace. Brian Robinson does every little dance he knows in the book there to pick up 3, as that's one of those throws that you're happy he's picked up anything, because really there was nothing there.
Slant route action. Good user coverage, but a better throw over the top. Terry McLaurin with the catch, but he's down and staying down. This is something to keep an eye on.
Wow. Yeah, you got to look at Terry McLaurin coming into this game. This is one of the top receivers in the NBL. Washington cannot afford to lose somebody as talented as him, especially this early in the season. He's grabbing his knee there.
That bunch strong nasty. Oh, tight bunch formation. Howell back to pass. Compressed formation. Waiting. Looking over the middle. A little sit route. I believe that's DeGuara with the catch. Former Green Bay Packer gets his 2nd catch of the game. Picks up 9.
2nd and 1. You got the battle of the halfbacks here. Got to think this is some more Brian Robinson time, as you're going to see 6 in the box for Atlanta.
It is Brian Robinson with the battle of the Robinsons. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. As Terry McLaurin, we're getting word, foot fracture, a broken foot. That's going to be a multi-week injury, Bomber, and that's a huge loss for this Commanders team who had hopes for the playoffs.
Yeah, right there. Sam Howell's losing a big-time weapon there. This is not just a speed guy. This is a guy that can do it all. He came in with 18 receptions, 383 yards, and a touchdown. He's giving you 60-plus yards per game, and they were starting to connect more and more as we saw this game progress and season progress. So that's a big-time loss for the Washington Commanders. So we'll keep a note and see how long he's actually going to be out for.
It's if there's one thing that'll help them, it's the fact that they are a very run-heavy team. So this is a team that can survive that. Looks like a fake pop pass. There was nowhere to go up the middle. Brian Robinson taken down after a loss of 2. They're going to hurry back to the line. That was Calais Campbell, the former Baltimore Raven, on the tackle. It's Howell back to pass on 3rd and 7. He'll dump it off underneath to Brian Robinson, who will fight through a tackle and pick up a first down.
The thigh game is in full effect right now. He keeps his feet a-churning, but that's a big, strong halfback to bring down as Anderson, once again, he's in the vicinity. He's making these one-on-ones, verse number 8. But I wouldn't say he's necessarily shutting or doing anything super positive, as Robinson's still having his way.
And Robinson with another catch and another first down out of the backfield. We're seeing what the Commanders are going to without Terry McLaurin. Looking for Brian Robinson out of the backfield. This could soften up the defense and get somebody open like Curtis Samuel.
How nice it must be to throw to the flat there. Just a little dump to the flat, and you're on the strong side of the field, so you're essentially, I mean, the weak side of the field, there's not that much room, but Ramos is going to do his thing and still move the chains for
Oh,
that's a dangerous throw.
Oh, he's a linebacker for a reason. That wasn't open. That should be going the other way. The second drop pick we've seen from the Atlanta Falcons defense.
Troy Anderson, the linebacker, get to know the name. If you're a Falcons fan, you're going to see this guy all over the field. He's the guy running to the flat, guarding that number 8, the halfback. But he is also in coverage, making plays right there. I probably wish just he could have came away with the interception, but he's been everywhere.
Nice draw play, but better defense. I think they brought a blitz, and that's Arnold Ebikite, former Penn State Nittany Lion in the backfield. His 4th tackle of the game, 3rd and long for Sam Howell and the Commanders.
Let's say you pick up, Nick, 10 yards on this, and it's 4th and 3.
Decision time.
Do we hit the field goal, or do we play
go.
for the score?
You got to go,
We're
man.
going.
Trust your
if
defense.
Anything in here picks up close.
Yeah. You've built this defense to get stops. You got to trust them. 3-man rush
There
from
he
Atlanta
is, right
steps up. He doesn't get just a couple underneath, Bomber. He finds De'Ami Brown stepping in. He's going to have a bigger role without Terry McLaurin. And De'Ami Brown makes the catch for a first down. Washington in business inside the red zone.
You wonder if Sam Howell's looking downfield right there. He doesn't even check the slant underneath. His eyes are downfield. He's stepping up, and he's throwing for the first down. You like to see that aggressiveness from a young quarterback.
Screamed at, down goes Howell. It is Ellis on the linebacker blitz, not recognized by the O-line, and a free rusher is your worst nightmare as a quarterback.
2nd and 17 at the 23-yard line. You need to get into pay dirt. This is going to be a tough road here for Washington.
Well, RPO bubble screen to Curtis Samuel, trying to make a man miss, but good defense, good swarming tackle. He'll pick up 5, 3rd and 9.
Got to see some more Curtis Samuel. 5 catches. He's just a buck short of 100. Abram with the tackle there in open field, 3rd and 9. Biggest 3rd down of the game. Same thing, Nick, here. If they pick up and it's 3rd and 4, 4th and 4 or short, are you going for this?
You have to. We're down under 3 minutes to go in the ball game.
Yeah.
To the pistol bunch formation. A lot of drag routes. Howell avoids the tackle, and Superman's his way to a lead for the Commanders. You love the gutsy play from the North Carolina Tar Heel.
Once again, you see linebacker number 44 for Atlanta, Troy Anderson, just a step late. It seems like he's being split in all different kinds of directions. Sam Howell steps up till he realizes, hey, there's nothing but green grass in front of me. Takes off, nice dive into the end zone for a tutty. Man, Washington ahead. I didn't think we'd be saying this again, but Washington now owns a lead here in the 4th quarter against Atlanta, 24-21.
And Bomber, you got to credit the coaching staff and the mindset of the players. It would be very easy to fold when you see your star wide receiver go down, but it was next man up mentality, and Washington converted a couple times with some clutch passes and then the Sam Howell touchdown. Now, can they get a stop on defense? 2:50 to go. They have to make the Falcons throw the ball.
The coaching staff at Atlanta lives for this moment. This is NBL Live, Mr. NBL Live. This coaching staff loves this type of pressure, and let's see what they give. Almost a turnover on 1st down.
That was almost a pick. Mr. NBL Live living on the edge, Bomber.
He likes to really, he gets you not to believe every time, and it's been so bad that he has to really dig himself a hole here. Here's going to be a handoff up the middle.
I love this play call. Bomber, that's something that you're seeing here more in the NBL here in season 51. You're seeing more people running the ball in 2nd and 3rd down. You're not afraid if you're in a 2nd and long to hand the ball off.
And it feels lifelike just to see that option being something that actually is what people select. And right now, 2nd and 3rd down runs are very big, very strategic, much more of a slower style pace, and I'm absolutely digging it.
24-21. Desmond Ridder trying to lead this offense. Will they snap this ball before the 2-minute warning? They will, and they'll give it to Bijan on the ground, and Bijan, even when it looks like he's stopped, Bomber, 3-yard gain? No, that's a 7-yard gain.
It's just the feet. You see them get them. Everything is above the waist tackling right now for Washington, especially when it comes to Bijan. Nobody wants to get down and bring him down by his legs, so he just keeps fighting forward. So yards after contact right now have been absolutely huge for number 7.
A little Tampa 2 action. And Ridder able to find a little gap, a little slow reaction from the hard flat out there as Kyle Pitts makes his 4th catch of the game and yet another first down as we're under $1.50.
Clock is a ticking right there. Just a quick snap to Kyle Pitts. quarterback, Desmond Ridder, sitting 7 of 13 right now. Can you trust him?
You can trust this man, number 7 with the ball once again. Washington completely lost in run coverage, and Bijan has gone over 100 yards on just 15 carries.
Absolutely dominating with every opportunity. We've seen maybe a couple tackle for losses against them today, and then I would say 13 or 12 out of those 15 carries have just been dominating and applying deep pressure on this Washington Commanders defense, especially into that next level.
You sort of thought that this was a defense that could handle Bijan Robinson with the power they have on the D-line, but so far it has been the Bijan show. 2nd and 2, down by 3 points as we near the 1-minute mark in the ball game. Ridder back to pass this time underneath. Dangerous throw into coverage, but who else but the trade target himself, Kyle Pitts, with a first down.
Drag it out here in Atlanta as they're trying to make sure that they're the last score while also moving these chains. I think that's why you're seeing a lot of underneath. Each team with 3 timeouts right now. Atlanta is really trying to solidify themselves as the final possession in this game.
3 wide set, play action pass from Ridder. O-line holding up on a 3-man rush, but Ridder dropped back far too much. There was a block on the edge. That's Chase Young out there, the former Ohio State product, finally healthy. Bomber, that is the fear when you drop back too far. Eventually, those pass pro, it's tough to hold that block for that long.
You look at Desmond Ridder, what did we say this entire game, how good he's been doing as a young quarterback, stepping up. Both of these quarterbacks right there makes that fatal mistake. Now 2nd and 19, you're going to have to get it back here in probably 2 downs.
Desmond Ridder back to pass, 3-man rush. Looking left side of the corner route, it's picked off. The Washington defense stepping up. He's got some room past midfield. He'll stay in bounds as Emmanuel Forbes Jr. with the interception. That could seal this one up. 2 timeouts for Atlanta. Pretty sure this ball game is officially over. How about the Washington defense? Sending Mr. NBL Live to his Mr. NBL sadness.
Big play there for Washington, running the corner route, and guess what? Washington's seen that how many times today? 3 or 4 times. Each time Desmond Ridder stepped up and just drive the ball into those corners, it seemed like the defense was converging faster and faster, and right there they were able to make a play and end this game. Why do you think Desmond Ridder got so aggressive there? Why not just take the underneath? He had guys
here's the
easily
problem.
to pick up 10 yards.
You see 2nd and 19, you're trying to get it all, man. I mean, that is why you can't take big losses on 1st down. That's your ball game. How about Miller clapping away as the Washington Commanders get a huge win on the road over the Atlanta Falcons, Bomber. An impressive performance. Brian Robinson and Bijan Robinson put on a show on the ground.
Absolutely. When it was 21-17 and Atlanta was up here in the second half and they had the ball, I thought they would put this game away. They did not do it. Sam Howell and company able to come back. They even lose their top receiver, Scary Terry, still get it done because Brian Robinson and then the wide receivers that stepped up and filled that void. This was absolutely a phenomenal performance and a big win for Washington. It's going to put them above 500.
It's also a reason why you got to tune into NBL Live. Each and every time we are live here on the NBL Network. Bomber, we get the best games out here. This is a fantastic job by these 2 players. And we continue onward here in Season 51. Plenty of great matchups to come. And as it gets down to the playoff time, we know that the matchups are only going to get better.
Absolutely, and as we feel out the rivalries and the close games, we'll be able to put those and highlight them here on NBL Live as well.
A fantastic game. We appreciate everybody who tuned in here on the live stream. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Bomber League and at NBL Network so you'll know each and every time we are live with whether NBL Live, building the franchise New York Giants. Bomber had a lot of fun watching that broadcast the other night. I think the Giants are going to be a really fun team to follow.
Yeah, they got a defense, and they're going to be able to stay in games since they either develop Danny Dimes here into something or move away from him. I've heard a lot of different stories. We'll cover that more tomorrow night here on Building the Franchise New York Giants. We got a big game coming up.
8 p.m. tomorrow night? Is that what time BTF is?
I believe so.
Let me look.
I have to look again.
I've got the chat open. Let's take a look what time BTF is. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. tomorrow, Building the Franchise live here with Bomber. Z-Stars New York Football Giants look to get a win on the board on Building the Franchise. Appreciate everybody who tuned in once again. Smash that follow button and make sure you're here each and every time for the Commissioner Bomber. I am Nick Mazesco. We will see you next time right here on the NBL Network.